Greetings, NASCAR adventurers. Good, wet, rainy, soggy, windy morning. DJ Wayne and Tropical Storm Debbie on the North Carolina roads on our way to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. And we got one car over here off the side. We got one car over here in the grass. Hope everybody, well, that don't look good. He hit the median. That don't look good at all. Hope everybody's okay. Thoughts and prayers going out to them. But we are on our way to the NASCAR Hall of Fame this morning, 10 a.m. Jeff Gordon's gonna be there as they kick off the Hendrick 40th anniversary exhibit inside the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It's been a while since we've been to the Hall of Fame, and I figured today would be a great day to do it. Mother Nature says, yeah, maybe not. But that's all right. I've already called, I've already verified, everything is still a go. So we're on our way. All right, boys and girls, well, we made it. 40 miles an hour in torrential downpours. But we're here, 40 miles an hour going down the road. That used to be the old Sirius XM studios. They used to even have signs up here, but they don't even have that up here any longer. But it is nasty, it is windy, it is rainy, but we made it. And the good news is, we might be like the only ones here. I was thinking to myself, oh, you know, that wouldn't be a terrible thing. It would be pretty awesome to have the NASCAR Hall of Fame all to ourselves now, wouldn't it? We'd be able to come and go as we please. So I apologize if you hear my shoes squeaking because they're soaking wet. So Jeff Gordon is in here already. He is in there. He's talking to the high-end NASCAR Hall of Fame members. So while we're waiting, here's the prices. Combo 1, $36. Combo 2, $41. General admission, simulator, lanyard, and a photo. And then the $49 one is Combo 3. That's the one I was talking about. You get a pit stop cafe meal, $10 gift shop voucher, photo, and all the other good stuff. Military, for just the regular combo, you can get in for $20. So there's a few people here already. Again, those are the high-end Hall of Fame members. And Jeff's already in there talking to them. And then they're gonna let us in a little early because we already got our VIP tickets so we can get a good spot. Welcome. All right, so they let me go ahead and sneak in. We're not open to the public for about another 20 minutes. So we're gonna come on in here.
Just do the math.
Get a head start with it.
As far as speed and reliability, that was an amazing experience. But back here in the very back corner are brake rotors off of that car. So that car had carbon rotors. We don't have carbon rotors, in NASCAR competitions, but that car did. Because we had to lighten the car up, plus you needed the longevity for the 24 hours. So that's I think just not a full set, but half of a set of rotors that came from the 24 hours of the mall and garage 56 car. That's super cool.
That's fantastic. I'm going to take a slight detour because you mentioned something interesting in this video. Our members who really like to see what happens behind the scenes. You mentioned the jacket car. We had a similar thing because it was kind of last minute, but
yeah,
we were the one that wanted it.
Yeah, no, we definitely wanted it, and there's a lot of different records in the record book that you hold. But you also hold an esteemed record here at the NASCAR Hall of Fame as the latest artifact swap of any of our inductees. That we had that case locked, loaded, and we do these test fits, and it's all great. And then John Edwards called and was like, "We found it." And I went, "Yeah, yay!" So, but we
it's not like a small little ring.
No, it wasn't like the boot, so we had to, and we opened the case up and we were able to swap something out with John's help and make some decisions. But yeah, so you'll be in our record books forever of sort of this thing that we wanted. We knew we wanted it, and it's like, no, it doesn't exist. And then the same thing with Dell Junior's helmet. It's like, we have it, and then they were like, we don't have it. And then there's the Dell Junior download that he found out where it was. So it's always neat, the treasure hunt part, whether it's this exhibit, working with the Hendrick Motorsports staff, or the inductees, it's always really fun because it forces you all to sort of go back and go, where is it?
Well, I will say that jacket does make me reflect, because it's one of the highlights of my career was to be able to host. It's the most terrifying moment of my career as well. But I just look back on the opportunity to be able to host that show is just so huge. But I was terrified, I didn't want to do it because I just didn't think I was capable of doing it or worthy of doing it. And then some friends of mine talked me into it, and I did it, and then I left it going, this is one of the greatest experiences of my life. I'll never forget it. And also I love what NASCAR and Hendrick Motorsports has given to me. I love every opportunity I can to give back, and I think that was a big moment for us.
So you did have to be pushed to do it.
Oh yeah. So so when NBC came in and started doing the broadcasting for NASCAR, this is early 2000s. I was at the banquet in New York, and I got an envelope, and it was a letter that was an invitation, and I laughed at it. I was like, ha, right, I can't do this. And so I don't know if I did respond or what exactly happened, but a year later, I'm at the banquet, and I don't remember, this is like an executive very high up in NBC. I'm sorry I don't remember his name at the moment, but he handed me this envelope. He said, now listen, we never heard back from you from last year when I handed you this. He's like, you really need to consider this. And so I put it in my, it was in my tuxedo, I put it in my jacket, and I was at dinner that night with some friends of mine who live in New York. And so I pull it out, and they're like, what's that? And I told them, and their chins dropped, right? I mean, these are people that grew up and lived in New York, their whole life. And they're like, that's amazing. I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to do it. And they're like, well, what? And I said, I can't do that. I wouldn't be able to pull out. I'm not an actor. I just start going down the list, and they're like, you do not turn that down. Like, you call them now, and you say, yes, when can I be there? And they were right. And so they pushed me, but it also takes a full week. It's a big commitment. It's not just going for a day or two. But the experience was just terrifying, right? It's just you're in these actors and Lauren Michaels and writers and you're just like, what am I doing? It's like an outer body experience.
Now you know the rest of the story. And I do too. I hadn't heard the whole thing. So one more stop, and then we'll go up here and talk a little bit more. We talked about leadership a lot, and we talked about Mr. H's leadership. One of the centerpieces of this is your win in '97, the 1, 2, 3
Is this where they're going to talk a little bit?
And the significance of that, because there's more to it than the 1, 2, 3 finish. So tell us that significance.
No, I do a YouTube channel, but then me and I went in.
Well, this is like, we should have room, but it's member seating.
Oh, I said that, okay.
Yeah, well, we're not really technically open yet.
Gotcha.
But
the 10 o'clock thing is open.
The 10 o'clock will be to open, yeah, it's a whole hall, but members will see first.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
Appreciate you.
Him not being there, and I knew we were strong, and I had not won a Daytona 500 yet. I think it had been several years since Hendrick flagged on our way out.
That's amazing. So we stopped at a lot of areas that we had picked out. Is there anything here before we go on stage here in a minute that we didn't stop and talk about that strikes you that you want to make sure to say, be sure you see this? Marty mentioned that. See anything else that jumps out?
The one thing I was, and it actually relates to this car. You've seen two other race cars in here, but I want you to think about what you're seeing in those race cars. those aren't just race cars, those are not replicas, those keep straight off of whatever that event, whatever they won, you know, whatever that car accomplished. And that's the genius of Mr. Hendrick and how he collects and how he thinks about holding on to things, is he wants to be authentic. You know, he wants to preserve that moment so he can reflect on it and history, as well as share it with others. And so, you know, our museum has had a lot of these cars there, but to have this here, you know, so you're looking right at a Daytona 500 car. Luckily, back then, Daytona USA, they collected the car. You know, they took the car immediately and put it into their, what do they call that today? It still exists. Daytona Experience, okay, but back then it's called the Daytona USA. So when you won the Daytona 500, they take the car the next day, you kind of induct it in, you have a ceremony. And so what's cool is and back then, Hendrick was not keeping cars straight off the racetrack. It was because of Daytona, and that they would hold this car for 1 year before they return it back to you. Well, after 1 year, the car's no good, right? You have to develop and have a faster, better car. So, I mean, I know there's some stories about some guys that took that car and they won. But so I love that this car is original as it came off the racetrack, never touched. Went straight into our archives and our museum, and here it is today. And since then, Mr. Hendrick has said, okay, we need to do the same thing. So you're, you know, if you look at Dale Jr.'s Daytona 500 car, it still has confetti all over it, and Chase Elliott's championship car. I don't think that's Kyle Larson's championship car, but it's a winning car that's significant, but it's in its original form, and the fender's still folded up on the back, left front crushed in, and so we have several cars like that. So I just love the fact that we, you know, that Rick had the foresight and continues to say, I want these cars in their original, not you know, because the Brickyard 400 car, if you've seen it, Winston, that's a replica. That car raced many times after the Brickyard 400, and it breaks my heart that we don't have it in its original form from that inaugural Brickyard 400, because that car is so special. Again, my last win, same thing. That in March of 2015, that car is as is, straight off the racetrack.
Well, and we're so fortunate. You know, we had that car. We have Jimmy's 7th championship car. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, but you know, as we maintain and dust some of the cars, we've got strict orders. Don't dust the Hendrick cars and mess up the confetti or being like it is. Is that?
Yeah, there are cars that we roll in here, we don't touch them, you know, and then there's other cars that we dust, and then we just make sure that we...
Yeah, I know Dale Ledbetter gave us experience with strength of trust. Dale's the curator for Mr. Hendrick's car collection and our cars, but that car, if you've ever seen Jim Francis' Garage 56 car, so the car that we raced in the lawn, actual race car, we did that for Jim Francis. That's his car, and because it has all this brake dust and whatever other debris, they actually coated it with something to maintain it so that it would never deteriorate. And so that's sort of something new that we're now thinking about. So you don't have to worry about dust area.
We did behind the scenes thing. We had to tell one team it wasn't the Hendrick car, that was a Daytona 500 car, and it had started to grow mold in the sideboards because the Gatorade had poured in. We said, we know you don't want to clean it, but this one may. They're like, oh. So there's clean, and then there's not clean, and then there's authentic, but it's all great. Yeah, that's true.
Thanks for the insight. I always learn something when I go through here to see things I happen, especially here. So much fun. We can encourage the members to go take a seat. Jeff's going to do a couple of other things real quick, and then we'll come back for a little fireside chat. Jeff.
All right, guys and girls, we just wrapped up our Q&A with Jeff Gordon, celebrating the 40th anniversary Hendrick Motorsports. Now we are going to take this opportunity and we're going to walk around the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Buckle up, enjoy the ride. All right, so I used my phone and we did a more in-depth detailed tour of the 40th Hendrick Motorsports exhibit. Now I got the GoPro, so we're just gonna walk around a little quicker, just to kind of show everybody. The one I did on my cell phone, we're gonna break into clips. We'll post on Instagram, TikTok, post smaller videos on YouTube, but this one's gonna be the Hall of Fame YouTube here. So if you haven't already watched those clips, make sure you check out my social media, DJ Wayne Adventures, so you can watch those clips. We got here early this morning. The highfalutin high-end members, not just every member, had to be the high-end members, got to come in early this morning and be a part of the exhibit grand opening. Before they opened to the public, they let me in with the members, so I jumped right in with them. Pretty cool. I'm very thankful for the NASCAR Hall of Fame to let me come in with the high-end members. It was cool. Thanks to NASCAR Hall of Fame for hooking me up like they did today. If you get a chance, if you're ever in the Charlotte area, swing by the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Tickets starting at about $36 up to $50.
Out of 14, I come in 13. I kept hitting the wall. I get slung back down. But the time said, the boom. I thought, what is that? It was the wrecker hooking up. Oh, but it was fun. Oh, it was.
Winston Kelly sticking around meeting fans. Jeff Gordon is nowhere to be found. He is gone. But that's all right.
Stop, fastest pit stop, try to win championship.
2021 NASCAR Series car for Kyle Larson. So as you know, if you've seen our other Hendrick Motorsports videos, and there's quite a few of them, yes indeed, a lot of the cars that are here on display are on display usually at Hendrick Motorsports. But these exhibit displays are really cool. These are things you don't really see when you're at Hendrick Motorsports. That's what I love about this. Make sure I try to get everything in there. Do me a favor, if you've made it this far in the video, in the comments below, just comment, tell me where you're at. Where are you located in the world? Are you in the United States, and if so, what state? Are you outside of the US? What country are you in? I'd love to hear from you. Everybody, anybody, watch this video. Tell me, where are you at today? Don't just say at home or at work. What city, state, country are you in? Let's see how many fans from around the world we can gather today. 1997 Daytona 500 winning Chevy Monte Carlo. I sure wish they had my Martinsville 2015 winning car here, you know, considering that was Jeff Gordon's last win, but this isn't the Jeff Gordon exhibit, so we'll let it slide this time. Who is your favorite Hendrick driver of all time? Not just current drivers, all time. Favorite Hendrick driver. So now you got your work cut out for you. I want to know where you are in the world today and who your favorite Hendrick driver of all time is. Is it the Rainbow Warrior? Chase Elliott? Or how about some old school Terry Labonte or Ricky Rudd? Post in the comments below. Now let's go up there and walk around.